I sit in stillness as I wait anxiously for dinner to be served to the table. I watch as how the guests converse from their chairs about how they might have heard about a new nurse at the hospital or of an old curse down at the house at the end of the lane where it stares off into the sunset. I watch as one of those guests in a formal dress brings a full glass of water up to her lips. And when she brings it up there, it starts to drip and more or less ruins said dress. After everyone realizes what happened, I said, "I'm sorry." I was only a young kid at the time that knew when the sun rose, it was playtime, when it was high noon, it was lunchtime, and when I saw the crescent moon, I would get ready for bedtime. I wasn't expected to say something like that at such a young age. Everyone would have thought it was normal if I felt pain in my ribcage from laughing, but I did not. I said again to her, "I'm sorry." I walk into my locker and input my combination 25, 39, 14. My locker opens. I take off my winter coat and unpack all the books that I didn't need for the first day of class. I close the locker and turn back to the hallway only to be hit by another head and off the ricochet, fall to the floor like brothers spread out on bunk beds, spread out like they haven't slept in ages. I quickly assessed this situation, and to my frustration and realization, it was the class bully I walked into. The temptation to lash out was strong, but that would just be another negation, so I said, "I'm sorry," in hopes that his fist won't be the creation of bigger craters all over my face. "Watch where you're going," he says in a snotty voice as he gets back up and walks in his own direction. I stare down at the floor. Out of shyness or out of fear, I will never know, wondering if I will ever be treated equally. But that equality never came as I went home every day, going up the same driveway and writing more and more of the same cliche essay. Birthdays would come and go as I retreated further into my mind's grotto, where it glowed like a circus with its sideshows and falsettos, which would grow out into my imagination, but in the process would leave my heart hollow. And sooner or later, I was going to snap. I was going to let loose. It was a matter of time before I would say something that would hang around me like a noose and pull at me whenever I heard it. Unfortunately, it had to be to my parents. After I heard what I said, I tried to say those two words, but they wouldn't come out. I was desperate, afraid. The people who were closest to me I had pushed aside like rolling a snowball down the mountainside, causing it to grow bigger and bigger, escalating to the point that when it reaches the bottom, it explodes on contact with the first object in its path. I tried to find those words again in my heart, but I could not find them. They had left my vocabulary like butterflies migrating to the south. They moved on with the warmer weather and left a cold place in their wake. When I said it and tried to find it the third time, I said, "I'm sorry." But it meant nothing at this point. They had given me a million chances in the past, but what I said this time hit a little too close to home. But as I now reflect on the events that transpired in my head, replaying the memory of the forgotten "I'm sorries," I want to say these two words that still might have some meaning within me. I apologize. I apologize that I said the things I said, only leading to fights and arguments that only led to more extensive rage and anger and even more moments of self-lament. I apologize that the things I said broke us 3 lines of a triangle apart and turned into intersecting lines. I apologize that in a poem I wrote that was meant to be about perseverance and hope, you took out the one single phrase that was put in to be only intended as a reflection of my thoughts in the past and not of the present. I apologize that deep inside I had this rage confined in my heart, and instead of acting smart, I let it kickstart my emotions into the highest degree and unleashed the beast inside of me. I apologize that my threats built up like stairs up to the tower that I made myself and locked inside. I am stuck in my creation, the creator stuck in his creation, forced to look out the window like Rapunzel and ask to himself what is wrong with myself. I apologize that even though that I would blame everything on you both, it should have been myself that I blamed. I apologize for every little thing that got under your skin and caused you to go mad. I apologize Dad, for letting that bully get into my head, toying with the great memories that we all had, and turning it into nothing more than another version of a Shakespearean tragedy, and turning me into something that I am not. I hope, Mom, you can take this apology with your heart and open arms like I was a young kid at Summer Street School, and meet me with a warm hug and a kiss on the forehead, and instead of telling me it's time to go home, tell me it's okay. I'm here now. I apologize that you spilled water all over your dress.